it is time to make the sound, to summon the stream. Boom. Wow, 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 wow. Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Quill Quickcard, and welcome back to Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. It has been 2 weeks. I was not here last week. I was busy participating at the protests. And yeah, I am happy to be back. We are going to have an absolutely fantastic time. Where the hell am I? This is Transit Station 4B. So I actually need to go back to the Skyway access. Wherever the hell that is. That shouldn't be a big problem. We'll just take the tram back. Anyway, I am very happy to be back here. I'm glad to continue. This is the quest for Metroid Prime 100%. Almost. I am foregoing trying to get the friend vouchers. Because, quite frankly, the requirements for a lot of those are just absurd. And I just don't have the interest in them. Let's see. This is the tram. Here we go. Lift and down. At least I still have not lost my touch using this wonderful, wonderful Wiimote. I am playing on original hardware. It is a homebrewed Wii, but it is in fact a Wii. It is original hardware. I've got a Wiimote in my hand. I've got a Wiimote nunchuck in my left hand. And boy, am I paying for it. According to the save screen, I am 66% of the way through this game. So I need the Skyway access. I really don't think that's right, though. It's something between defense access and the transit state, or something after the transit station. So this is defense access. So it has to be one of the 3 rooms leading off here. It has to be in the security airlock, pirate command. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the guide just has the wrong name for this here. Because we're supposed to be in... Let's see, yeah, we're supposed to go from 4A to 4B. So we come here from the courtyard passage to defense access. So where is the courtyard passage? This is the courtyard passage. Oh, Skyway access. No, it's actually over here. Oh. Oh. Okay. Interesting. So there is, in fact, a Skyway access. I'd really started to think that that was probably a mistake in the guide. But I was incorrect. Okay. So somehow I'm trying to disable this. Okay. So we need to get rid of the defense shield. Ah, is that why I circled it? Because I had basically locked myself of the ability to get back into that room. Okay. That's why I put a mark next to it 2 weeks ago. Got it. Alright. So we really are just heading back. I mean... Nah, I better just stick with my guide before I end up getting hopelessly lost. Alright, come on, Samus, you know what to do. Excellent. That's it, Samus. So the last thing I definitely scanned was the Skritter. So we're actually getting relatively close to finishing up all the scannables for this area, honestly. Our next destination is going to be the Phazon Quarry, which has a missile expansion in it. And the one thing we are still missing that we were supposed to get earlier was the Armored Shield Trooper. So we want to be especially wary anytime we see a space pirate that is holding a shield. I think they do show up again somewhere in the Space Pirate Homeworld. I just don't know precisely where. Alright. So this is the Phazon Quarry. And I am, in fact, already hearing the missile expansion information. Oh, okay, you're in hyper. Cool. You're not a shield trooper. Alright, anybody else want to show up? Okay, Phazon drained. This is... Numerous fractures detected within these rock sections indicate they are ready to be mined away. Okay. Are they breakable or something? Maybe with hyper missiles? Negative. Okay. Control terminal operates mining equipment. Interact with terminal to use machinery. So we need some way to access the other side of it. Oh. Do we literally just walk around? Yeah, we literally just walk around. Okay. Okay, we got a big mining drill. And let's start by mining this section. I'll admit that's kind of cool. There's a lot of cool cinematic stuff in Metroid Prime 3 that's not in the other two Metroid Prime games, which I think is actually really cool, and I think you could really build on it for Metroid Prime 4. Alright, there is our missile expansion for the room. But there's also... Like, I desperately hope Metroid Prime 4 doesn't dig into motion control the way that this one did. Ugh. Okay, so that leaves a half pipe. Cool. Alright, so first things first, that missile expansion. That looks easy enough to get. Just double jump, and boom. Okay, we are now at 150 missiles. That's good. The next will be in the mine lift to get lore. So I think we can safely assume that the way to access that is probably via this half pipe. Nice. Hello? Oh. Drain energy? Whoa, okay, okay. Calm down, calm down. Cool. So this is definitely the mine lift. It does have a rail track in it. Oh. But currently... Oh. Okay. Ah, I see. Okay. So I have to mine lift into both of the things in order to release the locks on the lift. And that is how I access the bottom portion. And it looks like it's leaving behind screw attack walls to get back up. That seems really dangerous. And then, presumptively, there is lore in this room. Indeed there is. Space Pirate Data, Vanguard. The time has come. Our leader commands. We go to war at last. 3 worlds will be attacked, each important to the Federation. We shall destroy the spy base at Elysia, the fuel production of Brio, and the naval station at Norian. Each of those wretched worlds will become as phase. each a foothold into the territory of the hated Federation. From those worlds our vanguard will go forth. At long last our enemies will be humbled, then enslaved. 3 Phazon seeds will be sent, and then an armada will accompany each of them. Dark Samus herself will lead the attack on Norian. Victory is ours for the taking! Alright, next objective. Phazon harvesting, where we will scan the Phazon Harvester drone. My brain was still kind of looking for lore bots like they had in Elysia. I'd forgotten space pirates just keep their lore in holes on the wall. Whoa! What the hell? Oh! Oh, you are very big. Phazon Harvester Drone. Anti-air system cannot be destroyed, but overloading it will stun the drone. Jesus! Do we need Phazon? No. Okay, is it a Seeker missile situation? No. Okay, I have no idea what it wants me to do here. This may just be a dodge and survive the environment situation. Okay, what from here? What from here? Okay. Cool. Alright, we got the Phazon Harvester drone. The next thing is here in the drill shaft. It's another lore. Okay. Oh! Hello! Cool. Damn it. Fire. Excuse me. Thank you. And here's my lore. Victory and loss. Today is a day of celebration and woe. Our forces have taken planet Brio, leaving the Federation outpost there in cinders. Though we missed their spy base at Elysia, the planet itself was struck with a Phazon seed. But Norian was a failure. All thanks to the accursed hunter Samus Aran. All is not lost, however. Our great leader defeated Aran and her mongrel allies in battle. If they aren't dead, they'll soon wish they were. Each of them bears her mark of corruption. Soon they, like we disciples, will bow to her will. Okay, cool. Moving on then. Ooh, hello. Nova Beam. I do not remember the Nova Beam at all. I remembered the Plasma Beam. I remembered ice missiles. I did not remember that this exists. So how do I access it? You look like a thing. What do you do? Control terminal is not receiving power. Activate nearby power node to restore power. Phasite door is locked. Only high-frequency beams can pass through this material. Mining cannon cycles between beams that cut Phazon and suck up the broken pieces. Ah. Here we go. This looks promising. Alright, is it fight time? It's a weapon upgrade, so it's probably fight time. Alright, we've got multiple troopers. Okay. What are these? Just pillars? Piston extends when the mining cannon is firing the beam that cuts through Phazon. Okay. Cool. Alright, let's keep the Phazon going. Oh! Oh, that's what it means by a suck-in beam. Okay. And I did not drain my Phazon. Let's continue. Is it really just going to pick me up from the last save point? No. Okay, it's starting me off in this room. Alright. So I think the best way to handle this might be to boost ball. When it's in a suck phase. Okay. Fine. Oh crap. What the hell? Okay. Something was hitting me that was filling up my Phazon meter. And then once it was full, I wasn't able to drain it quickly enough, not even with my charged blast. Oh! Okay, okay. If I'm overloaded that badly, I think I should go for my missiles. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, so now comes the suck beam. Oh yeah, it's easy to control your Phazon levels here. Okay. Yeah, hyper missiles are kind of busted. Am I maybe supposed to get sucked? Let's give it a shot. Okay, no. I am definitely not supposed to get sucked. Cool. Mining beam, cut through pieces. Is this a gauntlet, or is there something else I am missing? I'm about to go into a third wave. The suck phase does last a long time. We've reached 800 kills. Okay, it's starting to feel more like I'm missing something. Okay, are we supposed to let them get sucked up? Okay, new possibility. Try to leave one alive to get sucked in. Okay, I did not leave any alive this time. Okay. So we're just going to try to survive the gauntlet on this next one. Okay. Cool. Alright, cool. Fine. There we go. Okay, so what the hell do we do now? Okay, was I supposed to shoot that? Crap! Okay. Okay. Alright. So that's the secret. Cool. Alright. Let's go for scannings. Okay. Cool. Alright. And target and unload. Okay, to be completely honest, yeah, the armored guys are definitely the biggest problem. Alright. Okay. Okay, so you specifically have to hit the parts. You specifically have to hit the shielded part to overload it. Frickin' hell. Okay, no, we're fine. Okay. I should be on the side with the shield. Got it. That sucked. I took so much damage. But it's okay, because I got a new weapon. The Nova Beam. So I assume this can shoot through phase. Fire the Nova Beam with A. The Nova Beam is able to pass through objects made of phasite. Oh, that is beautiful and satisfying. Ooh, I love that. So now I can see through the walls. And I can also activate things. Twist. Okay, I don't fully get what I'm doing here. It just says twist the Wiimote. That's as far as it'll go that way. There's no pushing or pulling action. What the hell am I supposed to be doing here? Oh! Okay. Is it twist and pull toward those? No, okay. It's... Alright, I have to see the internal mechanism. Got it! Alright, that makes sense. Cool, alright. So my next objective is the drill shaft 2 with the Space Pirate green door. Cool. Yoink. And let's activate this door. Okay. So this must be drill shaft 2. What is this? Mining drill appears stuck. Scans detect an internal mechanism must be loosened before it... Oh, it's... Okay, it's because I've been shooting into... There we go. It's because I was shooting into, the non-phasite like, wall thing. Alright, we've got some Phazon leeches. Yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind. Okay. This way leads to nothing. This way leads to green door. A high frequency beam will disrupt it. Okay. So that is Space Pirate green door. And then in the Phazon quarry will be an energy cell. Okay. Energy cells are always a pain to get. Oh. Or not. The Wiimote does not do good with pushing and pulling. Alright, we now have 6 energy cells. That's right where we're supposed to be. And that opens up this lovely door. Oh! Oh, crap. That might be my armored shield trooper. No, that is the assault shield trooper. Dang it. Screw you, man. Cool. So, which room am I in? Yeah, Phazon Quarry, it was Energy Cell, which I got. So, Phazon Mine entry is going to have lore and a missile expansion. That is my next objective. Yeah, it's definitely from the Phazon Quarry to Drill Shaft to Main Cavern, and then Phazon Mine entry, which is presumptively through the green door. But I think I would prefer to save first. We accomplished a lot already, and I would hate to risk losing that progress. Hello, Scorpion! Welcome to the stream. If we're gonna actually have people here, we may as well turn on that. Okay. So, I know my objective. Nope, no alarm. He got the alarm anyway. Of course he did. Dang it. Guys, I really don't want to deal with you right now. Could you not? Like, can we do this another time? God, you're taking a lot of hits. Fine. I think one of the unfortunate issues of this game is, like, the phase-on beam is a really cool idea, but when you have something that powerful, like, getting a beam upgrade like the Nova Beam just doesn't feel all that impressive, you know? Like, I upgraded my beam, and it is still a fraction as good as a beam I got, like, in the first hour of the game. I'm doing pretty good today, Scorpion. I'm just continuing my adventures, having a good time. Gonna play some Fantasy Life later. Oh. There we go. Ledge. Whoop. What the hell? Can I not jump high enough to get this ledge? No, I can. It's just very hard. Hope you've been doing good today there, Scorpion. Okay, so lore and missile expansion. Cool. Missile expansion. Oh, crap. Sir? Sir, if you wouldn't mind getting off my face, please. What the... Oh, crawl mines. Okay. Up, there's the lore. Brio Falls. Command has received disturbing reports from Brio. Contact with our outpost there has been terminated. A coded blip-trans showing Commander Rundus falling in battle to Samus has arrived. Worst of all, the Brionian seed has been demolished. The Hunter's might is great, and she as efficient as ever when it comes to disrupting our operations. Our spies within the Federation tell us she travels to Elysia soon. We plan on having an appropriate welcoming party in place for her when she arrives. Commander Gore is a very accommodating host. Cool. And I think that actually finishes up another page of my notes. That is, yep, one page down. Moving on to the next page. And it looks like the next objective is... we are actually going to be going back to the planet Norian. Alright, it's time for a little bit of a backtracking adventure. Hello, what? Welcome to the stream. It's time for some good old backtracking. Oh, it's a bunch of slag. Yep, let's clear the landing site. I don't know why they have so much debris on their landing site. This seems like very bad for health and safety. Okay. We're just doing a little bit of cleaning here. There we go. Much better. Now we can land our ship. Alright, the Federation has ships in orbit, ready to attack the space pirate Homeworld. They are just waiting for my command. So, naturally, we are going to completely abandon the planet and go to a completely different location in the galaxy. Because, you know what? Screw them. So, back at Norian, we are looking for... yeah, a few missile expansions, mostly. A few creatures, a little bit of lore. OSHA doesn't exist on this planet. The strong will survive. See, that's the problem. The strong get sent to do the things that the weak can't on this planet, which means that the strong get exposed to a lot of environmental hazards that would kill the weak. So they're just killing their strong rather than eliminating their weakness. That's the problem with an obsession with strength, is that inevitably your strongest and most useful people are being exposed to stuff that's likely to kill them. We want to head to Cargo Dock A, which is right here. And in Cargo Dock A will be a missile expansion. Yeah, by the time we leave Norian, we are going to go up from 155 missiles to 175. Looks pretty simple. And then after this, we will be heading back to Brio. Phazon poisoning is a suggestion. Actually, in space pirate culture as of now, it's basically a mandatory cult. Da da da. Hey, Sammy! Alright. Somewhere in here is a missile expansion. I don't know where. And I don't know how to get it. But yeah, Cargo Dock A has a missile expansion in it. Somewhere. Okay, there's a tube up there. Is this tube accessible in some way? Wait. There we go. Damn it, Samus. Then again, even the Federation is not putting safety railings on their stuff here. Got it. Woo! Go, Samus! Hell yes. Woo! Excellent. Excellent. Okay, our next location is going to be maintenance station for another missile expansion. Where the hell is the maintenance station? Maintenance station is here. Okay. So, through the door behind me. Whoop. I'm genuinely curious if Metroid Prime 4... Oh. Hi.
We'll have to talk later.
It's been a while since I saw people. Pleasure to see you, sir. I have wondered if Metroid Prime 4 is going to have any mention of Phazon. My wild speculation for Metroid Prime 4 is that whatever world Samus ends up on, she has in fact traveled through time as well as space. My wild speculation is some time travel, which would allow for the possibility of Phazon being a plot point again. And then, because writers can't help but do silly, stupid things anytime time travel gets involved, I would guess that somehow Samus herself might become responsible for the existence of Metroid Prime. I am basing this on nothing more than a gut feeling and knowing how writers get when, they have opportunities. But I could be wrong. It could just be, some random world. No time travel shenanigans or anything. Cool. So that's the missile expansion. Now we want to head to Substation West. And Substation... that's Generator B. Oh. Hold on, that's Substation East. So that would be Substation West. The very existence of Metroid Prime makes me skeptical. Every Metroid Prime game has, in fact, featured some incarnation of Metroid Prime. So I am assuming that Metroid Prime 4 will follow the formula. Dropping in a grandfather paradox would be a good way to tie it all together. And people do love a good grandfather paradox when it's done well. Okay, so I have to do all three of these quickly. Or did I just not finish that first one? I think I might just not have finished the first one. There we go. That's probably how fixing delicate electronics works. You just blast them with a blowtorch. Okay, so somewhere in here, missile expansion. I hear it. Turbine serves as a power source. Air circulation pistons. That is piping system. Alright. So I actually have to go across this entire section in order to get that missile expansion. Whoops. Okay. Ah. Alright. This doesn't look too hard. This is a fairly early game puzzle. Got it. One question remains would be the numerous dead Metroid Primes on planet Phase. Well, if I'm right, it could be possible for... Well, actually, if Samus goes too far into the past, Metroids shouldn't exist, since they were a Chozo creation, and presumptively only came into being within the last, I would say, millennium at the longest. Probably closer to only a few centuries. I hadn't actually thought about that, but the question of how there could be so many Metroid Primes is certainly something. Right. Next objective, Conduit B. We are looking for the creature called Liquid Phase. Conduit B. I'm assuming this is Conduit B. Yeah, it looks like Phazon to me. Liquid Phazon. Spawns Phazon grubs, consumes Phazon in any core, or in any form. Cool. What the hell is this? That is nothing. Have I already scanned Phazon grubs? Yes. Okay. Then we can just ignore you for now. But we do need to sidetrack into this... Galactic Federation data pile. We have another lore. Planet Brio. Federation scouts discovered the planet Brio 10 years ago. The planet's alignment makes most of its surface uninhabitable. 48% of the world is always exposed to the sun, with another 48% shrouded in perpetual night. That actually goes to explain some of how Planet Brio's culture developed along such profoundly different cultural lines. The remaining 4% lies in an equatorial ring of fertile jungle where the bulk of Brio's bioforms dwell. Fuel gel is common on Brio, which makes it extremely important to the Federation. The local bioforms are quite primitive, though there are ruins that indicate an advanced culture thrived on Brio in centuries past. And Galactic Federation data file on Skytown. Yeah, the timeline of the Chozo is really silly. We assume that everything we find is absolutely ancient, and that the disappearance occurred a long time ago, yet they're just chilling and bartering. So here's what I think. I think the Chozo build with a lot of stone. And this actually makes sense for a long-lived and, been around a long time space-dwelling culture. The fact is that building out of organic material like wood or, flesh, if you're one of those aliens, doesn't do very well. Those materials will be lucky to remain structurally sound over even a single century. And while you certainly could build substantially more long-lasting structures out of metals, metals are also prone to corrosion and issues as well. Not to mention you have to source them, refine them. A lot of resources goes into their production. Stone is, in fact, typically highly reliable as a long-lasting material that can be readily sourced from almost anywhere, and is typically pretty easy to work and to replace. So, I think the Chozo work with a lot of stone material simply because it is practical. And And a lot of the big Chozo stuff we know actually has happened relatively recently in their history. We don't know exactly when they made Metroids, but I would assume it was within the last few centuries. I would be shocked to learn it was even as long as 1,000 years before the present. The Luminoth had dealings with the Chozo, presumptively, like, within the last 500 years. All the stuff here with Brio and with Elysia seems to be relatively recent. I don't think it's so much that the Chozo are so ancient that they have ruins everywhere, as it is that the Chozo just tend to move around a lot, and so they happen to have ruins and artifacts in a lot of different places, where they hung out for, relatively short periods of time, maybe only a few decades, maybe 100 or 200 years, and then they just sort of moved on or found other things to do, or, small local populations, like the ones on Talon, met with, unfortunate disasters. It is interesting, because you're right, they do try to present the Chozo often as, like, an ancient culture in many of these places, when realistically in this world you could probably go to any bar on the outskirts of Federation technology and run into a Chozo who could be like, oh yeah, I helped build that. Skytown. Skytown is a network of advanced structures floating in the atmosphere of planet Elysia. Most of the base is dedicated to research, from a local to interstellar level. The powerful sensors of Skytown provide useful military intelligence data along with research information. An Aurora unit analyzes the vast amount of data collected by the station. It is supported by the Elysians, a group of sentient mechanoids that live within the base. Fascinating. And realistically, like, there's probably a lot of places in this world with human ruins that are probably the same. Like, you could probably go to where Samus was born, and assuming it was never rebuilt, you would find the ruins of a colony there, of a human colony that are, like, probably almost certainly less than 40 years old. And they'd probably look quite ruined, and you'd be like, wow, these ruins must be ancient. And then Samus could just show up and be like, nah, I was born over there. That's the interesting thing. Once places get abandoned, they can tend to look like fascinating ruins very quickly. Alright, so our next objective is Cargo Dock B, where we are going to find hopping Metroids, multi-lock blast shields, and a lore on the Valhalla incident. So, lots of stuff to do. And just for the sake of completion, what's on this last terminal? Special access codes. Okay. Alright, let's continue down the line. I will always love speculative fiction. World building is an absolute passion of mine. Both in the things that I have created and then the things that others have created as well. What are we dealing with here? Oh! Oh. Okay. Whoa. Hopping Metroid uses razor-sharp talons to battle susceptible to cold-based attacks. Well, of course it is. It's a Metroid. I do think it's interesting, and also completely understandable, that the Chozo built an extremely exploitable weakness into the Metroids. Okay, you're in hyper mode. No. No, no, we're done. We're done. We're not dealing with hyper modes today. Okay, Phazon doesn't take those out. Is there something I need to do to stop this? Scans indicate connection between nearby bioforms in this Phazon mass. Yes, I assume. Okay. Okay, you're in hyper mode. So, is the connection just meant to mean kill the things and the mass will die? Hello! Okay, yep, that worked. Ruins are really interesting. Unfortunately, most of ours are covered up by sediment and tectonic movements, which simultaneously preserves them and obscures it. Then there's archaeology versus grave robbing. Aww, the little Metroid scans have little Metroid icons in the bottom corner. Oh, they do? I didn't even notice that. The French army must be the ultimate warriors, because their weakness is the cold, too. Virtually everyone's weakness is the cold. Okay, this is the multi-lock blast shield. So then the last thing we need to find here is the lore. Got it. Lore. Ah. We could land our ship here. Terminals. Whoops. We might as well land our ship here. What surprises me, though, is that the X never seemingly evolved a way to exploit the Metroid's weakness to cold. I wonder if it was selected because there was nothing on SR388 that really produced any like hypothermal you know, techniques. Like, I wonder if it was just that it just so happened that nothing on SR388 was able to take a form that was able to harm them if they were weak against cold. Ooh, look at that! The GFS Enkidu. Ooh. There is... Ah. Found it! The Valhalla incident. The GFS Valhalla was on a training mission after receiving a new crew at Tivus. We believe the Valhalla was ambushed on route to the training base by a fleet of pirate vessels. Data suggests the pirates were using upgraded starships powered by Phazon. That, plus superior numbers, were more than the Valhalla could handle. Current whereabouts of the Valhalla unknown. She is presumed destroyed in action. You need to update your data file because she was definitely not destroyed in action. Alright, our next objective is to reach Generator B and get an energy cell. Excuse me, Liquid Phazon, don't mind me. Ooh. What are you? security gate locked and not able to be damaged by weapons. I do think one of the hilarious things, just, that comes from having to build, like, a Metroidvania-style world, is that you have to differentiate between things that can be destroyed, but realistically probably shouldn't be, like armors, storage containers, and things that are actually indestructible. Like, apparently this thin metal mesh, which is utterly impervious to all forms of weaponry in the known universe. And sure, they could make armor and shields and robots out of this indestructible material, but they're much more interested in using their presumptively very limited supply of this incredibly precious material to make thin mesh for gates, which you can easily just get around provided that you can roll onto a ball or crawl. Oh, crap. Yeah, that's a lot of phase-on bits. Oh, it's just a hunter. Okay. Or a hatcher. That's fine. Whoops. Okay, it's a hatcher being fought in a room. Ah, okay, that's what it was. Oh, this is gonna be annoying. Okay. So then I think it's shoot it in the mouth. Yep. And then we rip off a tentacle, and then we do it all again. That's fine, honestly. Take the hits. It's better than just repeatedly falling off the ledges. Shake to break free. Alright, I shook to break free. Which, of course, then immediately means that I am not aiming accurately at the screen, and so it's easily able to hit me again. Okay. Okay. And tentacle ripped off. Damn it. This thing is so damned annoying. And, no, lock on, and rip off. Rip! Pull! Pull! You goddamn Wiimote. Okay, that's fine. And rip. Yeah, if the X could exploit the weakness, they would know how in Fusion and Dread they thrive in hot conditions, changing the AC for specific regions. Yeah. So, I think the X are very much like the Flood, where they have to reach a critical mass of hosts in order to actually begin generating intelligence. At a real problem-solving capacity. Like, certain X are able to duplicate bioforms that have individual intelligence and some ability to utilize it, but I think they really have to have multiple individuals like that before they can do any kind of like high level plotting or scheming and planning. In that way, I think the X are actually quite similar to the Flood. I posed a question on Reddit once that I thought was interesting. You take a galaxy, you take a populated galaxy, you stick the X on one end of the galaxy, on a planet with a spacefaring civilization, and you stick the Flood on the opposite side of the galaxy, starting on a planet with a spacefaring civilization. And which one do you think could conquer that galaxy first, the Flood or the X? Alright, we got the energy cell. That's good. So now we want to head all the way back to Docking Hub Alpha, which will have another missile expansion and bring us up to the 175 that we are after. So, Docking Hub Alpha, the one all the way back here, which will have the missile expansion I'm after. Okay. Could the Flood use the X's biomass effectively, or would it just become jelly? See, that's the real question. And that's where it gets really, really interesting. It really comes down to which one is going to trump the other. Is X going to trump Flood, or is Flood going to trump X? So, could Flood parasites infect X hosts? I think they probably could. But when an X body dies, it just reverts to its gelatinous form. What happens, though, if the X comes into contact with a Flood host? It instantly destroys the host and then is able to replicate it, but maintain its own awareness and will as X. I think the advantage might go to the X, but we also never really see any sign that the X are driven by, like, an intention to conquer and spread. It seems to just be what they do, without any specific, like, intention behind it. The Flood, on the other hand, we know actually do develop an intention to spread and conquer. And that may give them the advantage, even if the X have a biological advantage over them. In terms of firepower, the X is constrained by the tech level of the host, while the Flood is constrained by the quantity of biomass. Yeah, exactly. I genuinely believe, and it's a fully biased opinion, but I fully believe that the X have the biological advantage. I think they are simply more adaptable and more capable of overcoming anything the Flood can throw at them than the Flood are of handling anything the X can throw at them. However, I think the Flood have the significant advantage in the macro level when it comes to strategy and let's see, it's down here in Docking Hub Alpha. Yes. I think the Flood have that significant advantage on the macro level, because they will actually be scheming for large-scale success in a way that I don't think we've ever seen the X do. So, macro versus micro level advantages. I think it would be a hell of a fight. But if what the X produce is not usable biomass, then the amount of available biomass for the Flood is going to continuously decrease over time. Okay, so there is... There is a missile expansion in this room somewhere in Docking Hub Alpha. I just don't know where. The ability to inherit memories and skill set of the host isn't really emphasized in the game, since most enemies are mindless creatures. True. And yet we do see it, because... first of all, the X seem to be able to inherit memory and... Oh, that is sneaky. I think it's a really interesting question, X versus Flood. Because they do, in fact, have very similar skill sets. 75% of all pickups acquired, special ending unlocked. Complete the game to view this ending. That is so damn good. Also, I was kind of supposed to just do this. Whoop. Nope, not hyper mode. Alright, let's keep going. We are actually going to be heading back to Brio now. And we want to go to the Cliffside Air Dock. And our first objective is the Gateway for a Night Barb and a missile expansion. 75% of all pickups. That is so damn good. Let's save and enter. But, of course, in Metroid Prime 4, we may not get X or Metroids or Metroid Prime at all. They may just be using it purely for the series name as opposed to any kind of narrative connection. But we do know that Sylux is going to be there. And so maybe we will finally get some kind of resolution, or frankly anything at all, about this guy's story and his interests. And maybe we can figure out why he has decided to dress up like Bondru from Made in Abyss. We see the pinnacle of the Flood in Grave Mines, but I'm not convinced the SAX or Ravenbeak is the pinnacle of the X. That is an excellent point. We have seen what is presumptively the final physical form that the Flood will take. Presumptively, they do not coagulate into any form that is greater than a grave mine. But you are right, we don't actually know the full potential of the X. We don't even know if there's an upper limit to what the X are capable of taking on. Okay. So, first objective... Gateway. Gateway for Night Barb and Missile Expansion. I wonder if I ever scanned the Night Barb early. I might have. I might not. Sylux respects scientist to scientists. Well, he was also in the first trailer flanked by a couple of what appeared to be Metroids, but might also have possibly been Mocktroids. So it's possibly that Sylux might also be running for Best Dad contest. And if he is, good God help us all. Hello. We can tell Bactrides by the nuclei number, right? That is true for some of the previous representations. But we do not know if that is going to be consistent, because we really haven't had anything featuring Metroids in a very long time. Okay, so this is the gateway. You insolent little flying jerks. Unable to destroy with weaponry. Okay. So presumptively this is destroyable in some other capacity. I did in fact already scan night barbs. So there is a missile expansion somewhere in this room. Okay, apparently you do not get it by dropping to your death off a cliff, so we've eliminated one possibility. There's something scannable over there. I think it might just be one of Rundus's ice things. If it is just ice, that would be enough to break it. Boom. Cool. Okay, so there was supposed to be, like, a whole other way to reach this, I guess. We got the "you found something" jingle, so this might be the way to the missile expansion. It was, in fact, the way to the missile expansion. Perfect. Okay, next objective is Reliquary 3 to find the Gemer and the missile expansion. Okay, Reliquary 3. What the hell is Reliquary 3 and where the hell is Reliquary 3? This is Reliquary 3. Okay. So we have to access it by the path on the upper right, which should not... Okay, apparently we do not access it by falling blindly off of that cliff. So we have eliminated one possibility, and we can now explore other possibilities. Boop. God, can you imagine if Metroid Prime actually introduced a villain? I mean, can you imagine if any Nintendo game introduced a villain as evil as Bondry? I mean, holy hell. That is one of the most impressive villains I have ever seen in any form of fiction. What a fascinating, wonderful character. Also, one of the most profoundly evil people I've ever seen in fiction. And yet I cannot help but like the guy as a character. He's so charming, he's so charismatic, and despite all of his evil, there is not the single hint of maliciousness outside. There's not a hint of maliciousness in anything he does. Even when he is actively trying to murder you or worse. What a fascinating character Bondry was. Okay, so somehow I need to access up there. There's a white door. And the white door has what I need. Is it just a matter of this? Okay. That's it, I think. Logic does not warrant malice or grudges. Typically, no. Here's our gamer. Literally just one random gamer walking around doing absolutely nothing, minding its own business. I also think it's missable, which is absolutely absurd. We are at 185 max missiles, which is exactly where we are supposed to be. Our next location is Hall of the Golems, where we will get the last bits of creature scans for Brio. So, Hall of the Golems. Where in the hell is the Hall of the Golems? How long have I been streaming? It's been almost 2 hours. A loud antagonist does not create as much dread as a calculating one. I agree. Okay, Hall of the Golems. Hall of the Golems. Hall of the Golems. Do I even access it from here? Alright, we're actually going back to the Cliffside Air Dock. We want to go to the hangar bay. Okay, we actually want to take the door off of the other side of the hangar bay. So the easiest way to get there is to backtrack to our ship and then land there. We're going to leave the gamer alive because it doesn't seem like he's bothering anybody. Insert Terraria golem joke here. I did not even know Terraria had golems. My knowledge of Terraria is extremely minimal. And at some point, I am going to play Terraria on the channel. I'll be streaming it at some point. Probably after Metroid. And my plan for Terraria is that the only rule for it is that you must be backseating or spoilering. Every message sent in chat must be a backseating or a spoiler message. Backseating and spoilers only Terraria. Because I think it will be a hilarious mess. Oh, screw you guys. I mean, I don't have the time or interest in actually moderating my chat for something like that, but it will be heavily encouraged that people should only be spending spoilers and backseating. But yeah, until you said that, I had no idea there were golems in Terraria. So I would actually like to thank you for being the first to contribute to the Terraria stream idea, for providing the information I did not know. And that is a genuine thanks. It's not sarcasm. Sometimes I worry that I have one of those cadences that makes it difficult for people to judge when I'm not being sarcastic. Kind of like Crony from HoloLive. Terraria is an autistic paradise. There's way too much random stuff after decades of loving development and community feedback. Fascinating. I think I remember that it was actually several years and several updates ago that Terraria released its final update. And then basically the community just gave them so much love that the devs were like, well, guess that wasn't our final update. I could be wrong about it, but that's my understanding of what happened. So, assuming I am in the right place, Hall of Golems for 2 creatures, a lore, and a missile expansion. This should be the hangar bay. It is... Journey's End was not, in fact, the Journey's End. When is it ever? The journey doesn't end until you return to the starting point. That was something that Tolkien understood well. It is why the Lord of the Rings does not end until the Fellowship is back home. Although I fully understand why Peter Jackson chose not to include the Scouring of the Shire in the films. Okay. Get ready for scans. Okay, there's Creature 1, the Farghoul Hunter. There's Creature 2, the Farghoul Wasp. That thing's a nuisance. Cool. And here is our lore. Victory. We, the lords of science, mishandled the use of our knowledge. The devastation of the war robbed us of the rare resources necessary to fuel our war engines. Without our machines, we were unable to stand up to the primal armies, and they overran the enclaves of many science lords. What few remained fled into dark places, polluted wastelands even the bravest of primal warriors would dare not enter. Whatever joy there may have been amongst the victorious was quickly stamped out by the grim reality surrounding them. Brio, their cradle, their sacred home, was on the verge of death. Well, that's lovely. And then one more thing in this room. I believe it is a missile expansion, and then we go to the burrow for another missile expansion. Or a tropical retreat with your elf buddies. I do not have elf buddies. I am racist against elves. I profoundly believe that any setting with elves is far more likely to experience multiple apocalypses that you simply will not get in a non-elf setting. Okay, so this thing is freaking immune to phazon fire? Are you kidding me? How the hell do I deal with it? Mouth is vulnerable to attack. Okay. So what's up with these golems? Oh, drain energy. Okay. Cool. Excuse me, Mr. War Golem. That being said, while I'm racist against elves, Frieren is a fantastic show. I can fully appreciate elves and the elven aesthetic. I merely very, very, very strongly believe that settings with elves need to be under a degree of supervision, or that setting will suffer multiple elf-related apocalyptic events. And I simply don't believe that freedom and equality is a sufficient reason to allow a world to experience truly apocalyptic events. Okay, apparently killing those things counts toward kill count, which is kind of absurd. God damn it. Oh, and this one just looks like some slag. Cool. Oh, right, no, I will admit that I have often enjoyed elves dwarves more than elves in most fantasy settings. Boy, that was a hell of a Freudian slip there. Now everyone's going to accuse me of secretly being attracted to elves, and that is in fact the secret reason behind my discomfort and mistrust of them. Well, joke's on you. I never pretended it wasn't. Okay, when that mouth opens, you're a dead man. Thank you! My God, what an annoying bastard. It can be both. And disturbingly, it often is both. So, what's the deal with this thing? Cold-based weaponry could destroy the clamp. Okay, sure. Am I the only one who looks at these war golems, and especially the big boss in the seat of Brio, and thinks, holy crap, that's freaking Zonai technology? Like, the color scheme is right. The boss of Brio especially just looked like it was straight up using Ultra Hand. It was actually really crazy to see. And then playing through Fantasy Life, a lot in that game kind of used the Zonai aesthetic as well, but that one clearly did it like very deliberately and like as an intentional design choice. I especially love how Fantasy Life has an open world with shrines, and all the shrines are just in the shape of poop. Like, what a fantastic bit of satire. And yet, it really doesn't feel mean-spirited or anything, you know? It's just fun and enjoyable. I have to do a double jump. Wow. A double bomb jump off of spider rails necessary to get a pickup. I think that's utterly unique in the entire Metroid Prime series. I don't think anywhere else you actually had to do a double bomb jump off of spider rails to get something. That is awesome. Green with animal motifs equals Zonai. Yeah, you're right. I can't deny that the similarity is very superficial in this respect, but if you did not see the stream where I fought the boss of Brio, you should go look at that. It is straight up just using Ultra Hand. It is straight up using Zonai Ultra Hand technology. Okay, so this is the burrow. So the burrow... the burrow has another missile expansion in it, which will take my count to 195. They really don't encourage mid-air bomb jumps much in the level design. I can't think of anywhere in Metroid Prime that there was a mandatory thing you had to do that required a double bomb jump. There are several pickups that required double bomb jumps, but I can't think of a single... I can't think of a single thing you would have to do to progress that requires a double bomb jump. And I think that may actually extend to, like, Super Metroid as well. Possibly Fusion would have made you do it. But I could be wrong about that one as well. Okay. So, somewhere in here is a missile expansion. I don't know where. Ah, okay. Is that how you access it? Okay, the missile expansion is there. And this despite the fact that Metroid Prime 3 made bomb jumps a lot easier, since it also included the just like a spring ball by default. Okay, this one's being a real pain. Well, welcome to the next 4 minutes. Damn it. Yeah, there's no easier way to do this. Damn it. Got it. Okay, missile expansion received, bringing my count up to 195. Next location is the Hidden Court Hall. Which is presumptively through this purple door, or this red door. I know my colors. It's orange. I know my colors because I am a strong, smart boy, and I know what I am doing, and I am extremely competent. Okay. So that's how you lower the gate. Cool. And here's a half pipe. Excellent. Oh. I didn't even realize there was a missile expansion in the Hidden court. It didn't have one mentioned in the hidden court. Okay. Where the hell did it mention that? Okay. I see where it mentions it. So it actually mentions a return to the hidden court on the next page of my guides, along with finding an energy cell in the hidden court. Okay. So we just want to go to the hidden court hall for more lore. All the pretty colors to shoot the silky projectiles at. Yes. What even are you? No! God! Oh, okay. My jumping didn't work and I got scared. But I'm okay. Alright, Hidden Court Hall. We shall get the 10th Rio lore here. You can actually backtrack to a lot of these locations much earlier in the game. Metroid Prime 3, if you get lost in it, it is a goddamn nightmare. Because there's so many places you can backtrack to. And then you can go like a direction with your new power-up for a while, and it feels like progress. But then it doesn't actually lead anywhere new. That was the experience I had when I first played this game, and it really, really put me off of Metroid Prime 3. It was still good, but I would have said maybe 8 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10 like Metroid Prime 1, or a 9 out of 10 like Metroid Prime 2. And Metroid Prime 2 lost that point because it was hard. Salvation. The great machines of the Science Lords performed flawlessly. They absorbed the toxins and pollutions in the air and soil, preserving the remaining fertile land of Brio. Yet the planet's climate was forever changed, leaving one side eternally scorched by the sun, the other forever in the icy grasp of darkness. Oh, holy crap! That's not the way they evolved. That was the result of their war? What the hell did you lunatics do to your planet? The launch of the machines revealed the hidden enclave of the Science Lords to their former enemies. The bright lights in the skies, caused by the decontamination equipment, stirred old hatred in the hearts of the Primals. Fearing a new attack, the Primals sent their warriors forth to hunt their hated foes. We were now marked for death. Holy hell! How did the Science Lords, presumptively, I'm assuming that the Primals and their taumaturgy are probably not the ones who managed to disrupt their planet's orbit that badly. How the hell did the Science Lords pull that off? That is horrifying. Alright, we are now in the fuel gel pool. And in the fuel gel pool, there are two missile expansions in here. And then we're actually going to be heading back to the burrow, where apparently there is lore that for some reason it didn't tell me to get the first time. Okay. Cool. Missile expansions. A headpiece to one of the colossal war golems. Oh, okay. I think I just have to climb it. Yeah, if I had to guess... Yeah, just use that to climb. And then that to climb. And missile expansion. So then there is one other missile expansion hidden here. Okay, this is a grapple point? Why? Why is that a grapple point, and where would I even stand to activate it? Over here, maybe? No, ship grapple. Ship grapple. There we go. This is how we get our second missile expansion. Alright, let's go, ship. Let's completely finish up our exploration of Brio for today's stream and then call it a day. So we've got more fuel gel over here. Okay, I hear it somewhere over here. Is it beneath me? Do I need to go below the fuel gel? Yes, I do. Okay. Nice. Okay, missile expansion. That is that brings me up to 210, which is 5 higher than where I'm supposed to be, which is where I should be, given I got one early. So now we need to go back to the burrow and back to the Hall of the Golems. Oh my god, can you please get on the fuel gel? Thank you. Thank you. And let's move on. So I think that at the end of today's stream, we might never have to come back to Brio ever again. I think I have basically gotten, like, all the major unlocky power-ups of the whole game now. So, the burrow is accessed from over there. Oh. Yeah, I completely missed that. There was no reason I couldn't have gotten this the first time. Struggle of Exiles. As the followers of the primal tradition celebrated their victory, a number of surviving Science Lords gathered in a hidden sanctuary. It was there that our foolishness became obvious. So this was clearly meant to be read before the victory one. Our foolishness became obvious, and we regretted ignoring the Chozo's warning. We realized the folly of following the ways of science with blind faith, and the peril of all Brio. The contamination left from the battles was spreading, and would soon scour the remaining fertile lands, leaving naught but ash. If left unaided, Brio would lose what few safe lands and water remained. Once more our great minds turned to a grand task, planetary salvation. As our enemies searched the lands for us, we, the last lords of science, we created our final machines and launched them into the heavens. Yeah, that's rough, man. That's real rough. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I head back to the Hall of the Golems and probably branch out from the orange door there. How much more of this is actually Brio? We're burning through this fairly quickly since most of this is retreading. So I am halfway through this page. Then one more page. And then, like, one missile expansion on the last page. So, yeah, we can finish up Brio before we stop streaming today. That should be fine. It'll still be less than 3 hours total. Okay, so let's head to the Colossus Vista for a lore and gunship missiles. I don't even know why I'm bothering getting this many gunship missiles, because, well, I don't use them. I'm not even sure how you use them. Okay, so how do we get back? There we go. Ooh. Oh, this is where we want to put the head of that. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and drop a head on there. Do you think the creatures in Metroid just walk in circles on an elevated platform just naturally do that? Or is it some form of defense mechanism? I think we just have to accept it as pure gameplay. I don't think the creatures that do these sort of things do it. I don't think they do it purely as like, I don't think that's the extent of their natural behavior. I'm not really sure you needed to do that, sir. But thanks for the gunship missile expansion. And there's the lore I'm after. Decline. Forgotten in exile, a creature of myth, I, the last Lord of Science, work tirelessly to protect myself in this world. I crafted magics and machines to bring life back to the wastelands. I found a new source of natural energy in the land and called it fuel gel. All of this was before fuel gel? Okay, sure, fine. I guess fuel gel was a thing they just discovered, and then this one last Lord of Science built their entire pile of ruins to use it. I vowed to atone for the devastation inflicted upon Brio, caused by both science and the war. Yet while I toiled, the primals slipped slowly into barbarism. With no science lords to hunt, they turned on each other, tribe against tribe. Magic was lost to them, and they became as savage as the predator beasts of the wild. Alright, moving on. Next objective is an energy tank in the Machine Works Bridge. And then we head to the Ancient Courtyard. And I think I see the energy tank. Oh, nope, that's a spinner. There is no reason for the spinner stuff in this game to take as long to activate as it does. Okay. So we have to wait for these, and then we have to screw attack all the way up. Boom. Energy tank. Your Honor, ruins are really fun to make. Good job, Samus. You handled that perfectly. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh my god, you have to open this bridge from two separate sides simultaneously. Oh, that is so annoying and dumb. Okay. So, I need to go to... where? Okay, so we're going all the way back to the Hangar Bay and to the Thorn Jungle airlock. Okay. The last thing I had to do here was to unlock one half of a door. Wait, so how the hell do I get back? It's locked. What do I do? How do I get out of this room? Oh. I ball myself. We are doing really, really good. I've got so many missiles now. Excuse me, gentlemen. Alright, and then the... Alright, this is the hangar bay. Perfect. It gives you the authentic experience of revving up a 5 decades old chainsaw. You forgot to put the fuel in it. Yeah. Yeah, that's about how it goes. Okay, this is fine. I basically have one more page of stuff to do before I end stream today, and that's basically just going to be it for Brio. I don't believe I ever have to return to Brio after this point. Alright, So, Thorn Jungle Airlock. Thorn Jungle Airlock. And our first objective is to reach the Ancient Courtyard for a missile expansion. Alright, that page is done. Ancient Courtyard. Ancient Courtyard. Ancient Courtyard. So where is the Ancient Courtyard? That is not my map button. Ancient Courtyard here, missile expansion. Got it. Let's roll. See, this is what I mean. I just shot that guy like 8 times with my new Nova cannon. And it wasn't enough to kill him. That's actually absurd. Like, it is genuinely absurd that my most upgraded beam is still that incapable of killing, like, basic enemies. Okay, there's the Ancient Courtyard missile expansion. Next, we are heading all the way back to the Hidden Court for the energy cell. We are basically going back to this room, the Machine Works Bridge, opening up the other side of it, and we are heading back to the Hidden Court all the way over here. And then we are going to be going into the Halls of Fire. So we've actually got a decently long way to go now. But it shouldn't be too hard. It's going to be very linear. Excuse me, sir. Ugh, even more of these damn things. And we take a left here. Excuse me, sir. This place has a major problem with these phase-on things. Okay, we take a left here. Excuse me, sir. And... alright, I guess I do in fact have to go up this wall. Ow! Okay. And lastly... what do we do with this? This unit may be moved to a new location. Oh, okay. This is why we're backtracking here. Alright, we needed to pick something up. Alright. I was gonna say, this is all absolutely absurd. I don't know why the guide was written like this. But now I get it. I get it. The guide just tells me what is in each room in order. It does not tell me what I have to do in those rooms in order. And yes, that opens up a new path. Perfect. Cool. And that opens up the other side of this. And now we have a completed bridge. And I can head back to the hidden court. Whoops. Thank you. Just want to double check that there's nothing else over here. Because I'm pretty sure I am never coming back to this side again. We are at 215 missiles, which is what I should be at right now. So we go to the hidden court, and we get an energy cell. Cool. And the energy court, or the hidden court, is going to be on the other side of the burrow again. Just attack me. I don't care. Hello. Face me. Thank you. And up and over. God damn it. I really like the music for Brio. Can I just jump up there from here? No, but I can probably make that. And from here, it's an easy jump there, and then an easy jump there. This leads to the burrow. I'm really not sure where I'm going to find an energy cell in the hidden court, though. Is there somewhere to drop something, or... Oh, okay, go on. Unlocked shrine access unit is permanently offline. Whoa. A large battery appears to have been removed from it. Okay. There we go. So presumptively, this is how it's going to have me access the energy cell. Please do not drop giant batteries. Luckily, it's just plug-and-play technology. There it is. There's the energy cell. My God! How the hell were you supposed to find some of these energy cells? That is so absurd. No wonder I had so many issues playing this game when it was new. Oh, I was probably meant to half pipe over and then jump. There we go. Yep, that looks right. We twist, and we pull. We now have 8 energy cells, which is exactly what I'm supposed to have. And now we need to go to the Halls of Fire, which is down beneath me. Excellent. And I recognize that sound. There we go. Missile expansion in the Halls of Fire. Which should bring me up to 220, which it does. So that is good. So now we want to head back to the hangar bay and go to the fiery air dock. And we just need to get one more missile expansion in Brio. In the Temple of Brio. Okay. And we should have 13 energy tanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. Perfect. So... this is it. We are on the very cusp of being just done with Brio. I was trying to jump. The door is underneath. That goes to the ruined shrine. What, do you mean like under the fuel gel? Or... No. Okay, down here. Okay, cool. And now that I'm over here... halfway up the top of the room, there's a blue door. Okay. Cool. Dude, you want to knock that off, please? There we go. Boom. So, did I get all the lore from Brio? Yes. Okay. All Brio data has been acquired. While I was there, I should have also checked creature data. All of Brio creatures have been acquired. All of Brio data has been acquired. The research is not separated by area. But let's save and enter the ship. So this page is done. Again, we are going to the fiery air dock. And we are just heading to the Temple of Brio. Yes. Okay. Temple of Brio for a missile expansion, and then that'll be it for today's stream. Which will end up being just shy of 3 hours, which is perfect. Okay, Temple of Brio. So we have to go all the way here. So that's a little annoying, but it's really not far. We'll be able to get there and back in like less than 10 minutes. Unless something like really crazy happens. I do hope Metroid Prime 4 has a significantly better map. Whoops. Perfect. Oh, leave me alone. They really should have called this power-up Space Jump instead of Screw Attack. Screw Attack is a very different thing. Space Jump lets you jump forever. Screw Attack turns you into an invulnerable, indestructible ball that destroys everything it touches. Or at least make it so that if you do manage to Screw Attack in a room, it'll destroy even, like, the powerful enemies, like those phasoids. Oh, screw this. Alright, where are you hiding? Where are you hiding? There. Alright, was that all of them? So, is it something I need to do with my ship now? No. Ah! Of course. Okay, that opened up a fuel gel line? I don't know how that helps. Okay. So presumptively the missile expansion is somewhere here in the fuel gel. There it is. All right, that should have taken me up to 225 missiles. And as far as I know, have completely finished my adventures here on the planet of Brio. Cool. Alright. Another glorious, glorious day in Metroid Prime 3. An entire planet has been finished. Possibly two. I may also be completely done with Norian as well. Actually, I think I am finished with Norian. Because I think all the rest of the Federation stuff is found on the Valhalla. So, yeah, I think I have, in fact, finished 2 whole planets of adventuring. I'm pretty sure I have all of the pickups from them. All of the lore, all of the scannables, all of the energy cells. And next stream, next week, we will be finishing up Elysia. We have a couple final things to do there before we head back to the Space Pirate Homeworld. And let's see, which way do we go? I took a wrong turn. And proceed to the like the big in-game stuff. Oh my god, I hate these things. They are so annoying. They're not even dangerous. Can I just go this way instead? Yeah, I can. Good. Yeah, so I think that's going to be it for today. So thank you all so much for watching, as always. I really appreciate it. Tomorrow morning, I've got my usual RPG Maker stream planned. My next daily series, I haven't actually decided on it yet. But I'll come up with something. I always do. And yeah, next week we're going to have streams for Mindustry. Going to be doing the Desolate Rift. More Metroid Prime 3, of course. If I had to throw out a wild guess, I would guess that the next Metroid Prime stream will probably be the second to last. It will probably be the penultimate Metroid Prime stream. And, of course, as always, RPG Maker stream next week on Sunday as well. So I think that about does it for channel updates. Can't really think of anything else that might need to be mentioned. I still do not have a Switch 2. I still do not have any immediate plans on when I will be able to purchase a Switch 2, although I do intend to. When I do, of course, there's going to be new games to play. There will also be more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet once I've got a Switch 2, since the performance differences on that are absolutely insane. And yeah, I think that's it. Did I save? I'm almost 100% sure I hit save and enter ship. But I was distracted in talking. So, now I know for absolute sure that I did. Ugh. Ugh. And I kind of want to head out to the main menu now. Just so I can see my completion percentage at this point. When the stream started, I was at 66% completion. I want to know where I am now. Yes, yes, I know a nunchuck is required. I have a nunchuck. Uh, 88%. I went up 22% of completion in one stream, and I now only have one more energy tank left to get. So we are rapidly approaching the end of this game. Thank you all so much. I will see you all on the next one, and it is time to make the sound to summon the end of the stream. Whoa, 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 whoa.